Have you ever buried your husband and had your own son tell you to deal with it alone? I'm 66 years old, and 3 months ago I stood at my husband Richard's graveside, watching them lower his casket into the ground after 43 years of marriage. I was shaking so hard I could barely stand. My son, Kevin, was next to me, and as the last handful of dirt hit the coffin, I whispered, "I don't know how to go home to an empty house. I don't know how to do this." He didn't put his arm around me. He didn't offer comfort. He looked at his watch, then at me, and said 6 words that felt like he was burying me alongside his father. "Now you start your life alone, Mom." Then he turned away and walked to his car, leaving me standing there among strangers and sympathetic neighbors while my whole world crumbled. I didn't cry at the funeral. I was too shocked. But that night, alone in the house that still smelled like Richard's cologne, I sobbed until I couldn't breathe. What Kevin didn't know was that his father had seen this coming. 3 weeks before he died, Richard had done something that would force Kevin to face exactly what kind of son he'd become. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me tell you how we got here, so you understand how a mother can raise a child with everything she has only to be abandoned the moment she needs him most. Richard's cancer diagnosis came suddenly. Stage 4 lung cancer. Inoperable. 6 months if we were lucky. Kevin lived 30 minutes away with his wife Diane and their 2 teenage kids. When I called to tell him, his response was measured. "That's really tough, Mom. Let me know what you need." What I needed was help. Richard deteriorated quickly. Within weeks, he couldn't climb stairs, couldn't shower alone, couldn't do anything without assistance. I became nurse, caregiver, cook, cleaner, and witness to my husband's slow disappearance. I was exhausted, terrified, and desperately alone. I called Kevin every few days with updates. "Your father fell today. I couldn't lift him. The neighbor had to help. Your father can't keep food down. I don't know what to do. Your father asked for you. He wants to see you." Kevin's responses were always the same. Sympathetic, but distant. "That sounds really hard, Mom. I'll try to visit this weekend." But weekends came and went. He visited 3 times in 6 months. 3 times to see his father dying? Each visit lasted less than 2 hours. He'd sit awkwardly by Richard's bed, make small talk about work and the kids, then check his watch and say, "I should get going. Traffic, you know." The 3rd visit, 2 weeks before Richard died, I pulled Kevin aside. "Your father doesn't have much time. If there are things you need to say to him, say them now." Kevin looked uncomfortable. "Mom, we've said everything we need to say. I don't believe in deathbed dramatics." "This isn't drama, Kevin. This is your father dying. This is your last chance." He just shrugged. "I'll see him again before it happens. We have time." But we didn't. Richard died on a Tuesday morning, and Kevin's last words to his father were, "See you next time, Dad," spoken 2 weeks earlier as he rushed out the door. Kevin helped plan the funeral. I'll give him that. He made calls, arranged the service, wrote the obituary, but it all felt transactional, like he was handling a work project rather than burying his father. The day of the funeral, he arrived with Diane and the kids, all dressed appropriately, all playing their roles. They sat in the front row, accepted condolences, looked appropriately somber. But when I reached for Kevin's hand during the eulogy, he pulled away slightly, as if my grief was contagious and he didn't want to catch it. After the burial, people came back to our house. Neighbors brought food, friends shared memories of Richard, and I moved through it all like a ghost, smiling and thanking people while feeling absolutely nothing. Kevin stood in the corner with Diane, talking in low voices. I caught fragments. Needs to sell the house, way too big for her alone. Should think about assisted living in a few years. They were planning my future at my husband's funeral, and I wasn't invited to the conversation. As people started leaving, I felt panic rising. Soon everyone would be gone, and I'd be alone in this house full of Richard's things, his absence, his ghost in every room. I approached Kevin and Diane as they were putting on their coats. "Kevin, could you maybe stay tonight? Just tonight. I don't want to be alone yet." He exchanged a look with Diane, then shook his head. "Mom, we need to get the kids home. School tomorrow. You understand?" "Just you, then. Diane can take the kids. Please." His face hardened. "Mom, you're going to have to learn to be alone. Dad's gone. This is your life now. You need to start adjusting." Those words, "this is your life now," said at my husband's funeral, in my house full of casserole dishes and sympathy cards. I felt something inside me go cold and hard. "I see," I said quietly. "Well, thank you for coming." He seemed relieved that I wasn't pushing. "We'll check on you in a few days. Call if you need anything." But we both knew I wouldn't call, and he wouldn't check. After everyone left, I sat in Richard's recliner, the one he'd spent his last months in, and I found an envelope tucked into the side pocket with my name on it in Richard's shaky handwriting. Inside was a letter dated 3 weeks before he died. "My dearest Eleanor, if you're reading this, I'm gone, and you're alone. I'm sorry I had to leave you. I'm sorry Kevin has become the kind of man who will let you face this alone. I saw it these past months, how he stayed away, how he treated my dying like an inconvenience. So I did something. I changed my will. Kevin thinks he's inheriting the house and my retirement accounts, about $340,000 total, but I've left it all to you, with one exception. If Kevin provides you with genuine support and care for 1 year after my death, weekly visits, helping with house maintenance, being the son you deserve, then you can choose to give him half. If he abandons you, you keep everything and use it to build whatever life you want without him. There's a second letter for Kevin in my lawyer's files, to be read only after the probate period. Trust me, my love. I'm taking care of you, even now. All my love, Richard." 6 weeks after the funeral, Kevin received a call from Richard's lawyer requesting his presence for the reading of the will. He called me annoyed. "Why didn't you tell me there was a will reading? This seems unnecessary." I didn't tell him what I knew. I just said, "Mr. Patterson insisted. I guess it's standard procedure." At the lawyer's office, Kevin sat with barely concealed impatience as Mr. Patterson read through the will. When he got to the inheritance section, Kevin leaned forward. Then his face changed as the lawyer read. "To my wife Eleanor, I leave the house, all retirement accounts, and all personal possessions, with the following provision." The lawyer then read Richard's letter to Kevin, a shorter, harsher version of what he'd written to me. It detailed Kevin's absences during Richard's illness, his 3 brief visits in 6 months, his refusal to help his mother, and his cold words at the funeral, which Richard had apparently predicted with painful accuracy. The letter ended, "Kevin, you have 1 year to prove you're the son your mother deserves. Visit her weekly. Help her genuinely. Show up. If you do, she may choose to share this inheritance with you. If you don't,
You get nothing, and you'll know it. It's because you earned nothing. Your mother gave you everything. I'm giving you one chance to give something back. Don't waste it, Dad." Kevin's face went from confused to pale to red. "This is manipulation. He can't." "It's entirely legal," Mr. Patterson interrupted. "Your father had every right to structure his estate this way." He turned to me. "Mom, this is ridiculous. You'll give me half regardless, right? You're not really going to hold this over me." I looked at my son and felt nothing but tired. "Kevin, I'm not holding anything over you. Your father gave you exactly what you gave us these past months, conditions. The question is whether you can meet them." That was 10 weeks ago. Kevin has visited me every Sunday since, helped fix the leaking roof, cleaned gutters, even brought dinner a few times. But it feels hollow, performative. We both know why he's here. Last Sunday he asked, "So, when this year is up, we'll split everything 50-50, right?" I set down my tea and looked at him. "Kevin, your father gave you a chance to be a real son, not for money, but because it's right. If you're only here counting days until you can cash out, then you're proving his point." He got angry. "I'm here every week. What more do you want?" "I want you to have been here when it mattered. When your father was dying, when I was drowning in grief. I want you to be here because you love me, not because you love what you think you're owed." We haven't spoken since. The year isn't up yet. Maybe he'll finish it out of stubbornness. Maybe he won't. Either way, I know the truth now. I raised a son who valued inheritance over relationship. And whether I give him anything or not, I've already lost what mattered. So tell me, has your child abandoned you the moment you needed them most? Have they shown up only when there's something in it for them? Share your story below. Follow for advice on dealing with children who forgot you exist until there's money involved. Remember, you don't owe them anything just because you gave them everything once. Their inheritance is what they've earned through actions, not what they're owed by birth.